Break it down. What do you think happened?
This is
break it down
in conspiracy world,
right?
Okay,
no, in Patrice's world.
But this is I get a lot of my shit in my world.
But
okay,
you're
what do
I
believe?
You're a thinker.
Yeah,
yes.
what's your?
I believe. All right, here we go. But I don't have any fucking endorsements to lose, so
yeah,
I'll just say it. I believe, and this is the thing, you can't prove it. I believe that he had lent himself, that Bin Laden, because if this is the history of it, we were in cahoots. We're in cahoots with everybody, and this is why Muslims hate America. Not because we living in America and live how we want to live and do radio. Living in America.
Very good.
They can't hate that song. They gotta dance to that fucking song.
You love that song.
Because there's no song that they do that's better than living in America. Beating at me here. Really? Beating at me here is better than living in America?
Rocky's fucking working out to it. Here we go. Yeah. This is fucking great. You can't hate. You can't hate on this song.
I don't. Let's not bomb today. Let's listen to this. Enjoy. Because I enjoy living in America myself.
We don't like Americans. We want to kill them. But this song, James Brown. Living in America.
The reason they hate us is because we support the evil regimes that so Egypt and all these like dictators who suppress their people.
Yeah,
we help them.
Right.
We make sure that they stay in power. So that's why they hate us. First of all, I think. And listen, there's a new Bin Laden that they already setting up. This guy that had dinner at the White House. Al Asari or something. He's the new.
He's had dinner at the White House.
Yeah, they've been talking about it. He had dinner at the White House like in 2002. Because he was one of the good ones. Now he's the next Bin Laden. This guy from Yemen. I think it's Al Asari or something. I think Bin Laden was in cahoots with them a long time. I think he was getting sick. I think they needed a war. And I think that they set him up in this compound, okay, and let him live his last days out being the face of evil. I think he died somewhere because who's to prove that he wasn't? They fucking caught him and threw him in the ocean, like I said, like how you would flush cocaine down the toilet when the cops kick in your fucking door.
We needed that terrorist, Karen!
Karen! How could you flush Bin Laden?
They wouldn't have found him! We needed that terrorist!
I'm sorry! Do you understand?
The only bad guy we had.
What I'm saying, this is all conjecture, but I'm saying what I believe.
So it was just time to tell the world that he was dead.
It was time, and it was time for Obama because he's not done yet. His mission ain't done, and this helped him a lot. They didn't count on something that I knew about.
But why wouldn't
is that white racism is more powerful than he thought it fucking was.
Really?
So now he has to almost become Bush.
Yeah, he is kind of slipping.
Gun-ho, and we killed the motherfucker.
And that white racism you're correct about because his poll numbers only went up a tiny bit after that.
Because I heard some
If that happened with George W., his fucking ratings would have went through the roof.
They would have made sure that you could do 4 terms as
I think
president.
Obama only went up 3, maybe 4 points.
Because white racism is
only at 52%.
It's a lot more. It's deep, man. And so I think personally they needed a face to this. Okay, he's not only was public enemy number 1. People would argue he was next to Hitler in terms of
right.
He just didn't have the numbers.
His cachet.
Right.
Yep.
Of
what he wanted to do.
Yeah, of his evil.
Evil.
So you go look, I think he was a sick old man. I think he died a long time ago. Or he died in that place. They staged that shit. Plastered he's dead. So Obama could get elected. They're gonna put another guy in. And here's one of the guys, Webster Tarpley, who I like him. He's just one of those machines. Those conspiracy but he's a historian though. He goes, look, and he said this shit in 2007. He said, I'm nervous about this guy because, see, the thing about Bush, and they call the neocons, the things about Bush, he was a cowboy. He was like, we're going to go in there and fucking bomb them, fuck them. But Obama's not that kind of guy. So basically what he's saying is, look, the people he worked for, which is the bankers, okay, they want, Britain and America wants to keep power. They want this white people to be powerful. I tell people this, they're not going to let brown people rule the world. They'll destroy it first. These white bankers, man. So basically this guy, fucking Brzezinski, who is the face, he's the puppet master. He wants to stop China and Russia. And if he can, he wants to pit them against each other to destroy each other. And what they would do is, now they're talking about going to Pakistan. They start in trouble with Pakistan.
Yeah.
Because how could you harbor this guy? What they're going to do with that is take Pakistan so they can strategically have things. They want to control Pakistan because Pakistan's friendly with China.
Well, wouldn't Pakistan have said something like, hey, by the way, this guy's been dead for fucking years. We know it.
But they have.
Wait. And
you remember this lady that got fucking the prime minister of Pakistan? It was a woman.
Yeah.
She said, "Oh," she goes, what was the guy with the fucked up head? Looked like the guy they caught, and he was in a t-shirt, and he was.
Yeah.
They caught him, and he was a big timer.
Yeah.
She says out loud, this lady, fucking her name, the prime minister. She was murdered in 2007.
Right.
She said Bin Laden's dead. He was killed by something.
We could see that online?
Yeah, absolutely. She said, Bin Laden's dead. She was dead. After she said that, they murdered that bitch.
Let me go with what Ann said. Hold on. Let me go with what Ann said, though. I mean, the Republicans and the Democrats fucking at this point hate each other. So why wouldn't there be a Republican saying, look, I know the deal here. Fuck that. Osama's been dead for years.
Why would they tell us the truth?
No, the Republicans to get a little foothold on the power.
Because they're in cahoots.
So
wait. All right.
Cahoots. I have an open mind here. So the Republicans and the Democrats, as they show on TV, they fucking basically can't get along and hate each other. They're actually in cahoots behind the scenes.
It's staged. It's the bank runs the fucking show.
It's divide and conquer. So
that's why they need racism. That's why anybody who ever comes close ever to galvanizing the people, they get murdered. Martin Luther King was dangerous because he had white people going, wow, this is wow. And he was doing it out of love. Barack did it because the next thing they're going to do is, if you notice, they do a lot of shit in Africa. It's the Sudan, but it's under peace. But Sudan gives China, evidently, and I just get my reports. I'm just going. I didn't go over there and test the fucking oil, but supposedly Sudan gives China a lot of oil, maybe a third of its oil. So we got to go in these places to take these places. That's why dictators are so important to us, because we can't fuck with a democracy. So we need Pakistan to have a dictator so we could say, hey, do this, motherfucker.
Well, that's why we pay him $3 billion.
That's why we hate as a country. We're supposed to hate Ahmadinejad from Iran and the motherfucker from down South America. Chavez.
Chavez, right.
Because they're dictators who actually look out for their people. They're not corrupt.
Why can't we turn them?
Because they're not corrupt. They say, fuck America. And they work with China. Because China has just as much power as we do. We are horrified of fucking China.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do is somehow get a foothold and have a standing army and get control of any place where people can go fuck America and sell their oil to China. We want to control those places so that then China has to then fight with Russia to get their oil from like Siberia, or if the Saudis want to deal with them, they just make it so it's because China needs oil.
How come all these conspiracies pretty much come back for many years now to oil? Yet we are fucked with oil and paying through the nose, and we never have enough. And it's like, is that part of the ploy? But
here's the thing that gets me. I think it's an easy answer.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck. Like, about any of us.
Oh yeah.
And the reason that don't forget, I buy a lot of sneakers. Here's the pimp game. I think I might have said the pimp game is this. Whatever you into buying, okay? I remember my sneakers were $30.
Yeah.
You buy a sneaker for $30, and I remember my mother bought me a pair of sneakers for $30, and she was like, damn. Then what they do is they hit you with the $60 right after the 30. You go, oh, Lord, I can't afford sneakers no more. Then just when you getting ready, they find out who got money and who don't. They lower it back down to 40.
Uh-huh.
So you go, ooh, I could buy sneakers. But they just bumped it up $10. Gas in 2003 was 99 cents a gallon. It's $4 now. Why didn't they just bump it up to $4? Because we would revolt.
Right. It's
but
it's
now
like anything
it's
else.
a slow
burn.
fucking.
Yeah.
You just do it slowly.
The slow burn.
They just have the appreciation to know people enough that people want it with Vaseline. You know what I'm saying? So they slip it in slow, and you go, okay, and they take it out.
So pretty much everything is a lie. Everything's a lie, and so how does this lie perpetuate without somebody really coming out and leaking it?
They do, but we dismiss them. Anybody who says, hey, this is the anti-idea of what happened. Like people, look, here's the problem. The problem is they have a term. It's called, they have two terms for what we're dealing with now.
Yeah.
One is blowback. The other term is what we all know, which is collateral damage. Uh-huh. Why would you even invent a fucking term called collateral damage, which is innocent people die?
Uh-huh.
Basically, hey, this number of innocent people die so that we can. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's innocent.
How do you?
It's like okay, this many people like they
It's
calculated
really the cost of doing business.
Yeah.
We've heard that over the years.
They're expendable.
So, I mean,
I don't want to get past the Osama thing.
Okay.
Al Qaeda comes out and says he's dead. So what's that about then?
Al Qaeda supposedly, and this is what you believe. This is why this.
All right, but why wouldn't they have said, "Look, we all know he was dead years ago"?
Al Qaeda, and this is where it starts to sound crazy.
Right.
It's CIA created, CIA run. Bin Laden fought Russia for us.
Yeah, we know
the
that.
whole story about him going "fuck you" and that's what they told us. But that Al Qaeda was created and funded by fucking America.
So what was in it
but
for
it wasn't
Osama?
that outrageous back then
a
because
bunch of fucking money.
Yeah, but then he had to live the rest of his life in kind of shitty terms.
But he was
that compound
dying anyway.
sucked.
That's what they showed
So
us.
why
Did they show him with his legs crossed chilling in that compound? That's what they said. This is what I'm saying. It's just
Oh,
what
you
they
think he was
say.
living much better than that? But
Dude, he was chilling.
But
They
hey,
show you
hold,
the footage
hold,
that's
hold
kinda
the phone.
shitty.
Hold the phone here.
Okay.
The Russian thing. Obviously, it's like, the CIA was funding Bin Laden and Al Qaeda. It's the same people. When they were the Mujahideen or whatever it was, when they were fighting the Russians. But that isn't. Why do people think that's so outrageous? Sometimes our allies become our enemies and vice versa.
Okay.
Back then, we hated the fucking Russians.
Yeah, we still do.
wanted to fuck with them. They wanted to fuck with us. So whenever they got involved in some military action, we supported the opposing team, which at that point was Bin Laden and the rest of the people in freedom fighters in Afghanistan. Then things changed. There is no more Soviet Union. So we became the bad guys, and of course now they're going to come after us. So what? Why is that so unbelievable?
No, I don't not believe it. I don't even not believe that. It's what I go with is like what makes sense.